As a leader, how do you make sure that that experience is committed to by everyone within the organization?
Well, I think you have to define what the experience is and what are the things that deliver the experience. And for a number of years, we've been referring to our product as kind of three major components, that being the facility in which we are housed in, the educational programs that support the exhibits that are on the exhibit floor, and then you wrap all that up into what we call visitor care or guest services, and that becomes our product. And I think when we started to think about those things, not necessarily in silos, but as components that come together to make a dynamic experience, then you started to have an ability to understand how to improve each one of those things.
As a leader, how do you know when your experience is either below expectation or it's exceeding expectation?
Well, in a service industry like this, when you're dealing with people, all you got to do is listen, because people tell you.
But how many times do leaders not necessarily listen to the feedback?
I think all the time. I think in our situation, we are a hungry organization, and that's because we are funded in such a manner that in order to be successful, people have to come through the door and they have to pay a fee to participate. And I think when you're in that situation, you become ultimately focused and very close to the experience level that your guest is having. And you can tell by the way that they move through the building or the written evaluation that they send back to you whether or not they feel that they're being provided an experience that's satisfactory or above expectation. So it's really, really important to pay attention to those evaluations, to have conversations with people on the exhibit floor and ask them questions that mean something.
As organizations get larger, there's a tendency for leadership to get farther and farther removed from the actual product or service experience. What's your advice to any leader in any size organization who's delivering an experience?
You know, one of the things that we do here that I still think is really valuable is when you call Impression 5, it's me on the phone. And one of the things that I say in that was basically, hey, if you love our product and service or your experience here at Impression 5, please tell everyone you know. If you don't, tell me, and I give my extension in the first 13 seconds of the message. So they can call me right away and say, hey, we've been calling 4 or 5 times, can't get through to your reservations person. Or, you know, last time when we visited, we really loved these things, we really think you could improve in these. And I think that simple tool for us anyway, for me specifically anyway, has helped me stay connected to what we're actually trying to do. Which of course is deliver this really dynamic experience. And I think it's very difficult when you've been forced into a situation where you need to be at 30,000 feet a square or 30,000 foot level, and your operations are on a 1 foot level. Mm-hmm. It's a difficult piece. I think that communication comes into that as probably the most important factor in how you stay connected. And actually in this situation specifically, I work in an office right across from the woman who makes everything happen here as far as daily operations, educational programs. And I think that closeness and proximity gives us a nice connection too. I feel like I have a good understanding in the last few weeks anyway, because we've just moved into the same office, about what's going on.
Right.
You know, this morning 2 people didn't show up to work because they're sick. All right, already I know that we're going to be under a little bit of organizational stress today. If I don't have that interaction with the person that's delivering the product, I don't know.